shows me a circle for ages and then I don't know if I'm actually here or not. Well, obviously I'm here if I'm there. There we go, live. Cool, hello. Never know if to say good morning or good afternoon with it being at 12:30, and also people come from different parts of the world, so good day. I'm wearing loads of thermal layers because I've been staying with my dad and he's very green. Like, he makes really sustainable choices and tries to have as little impact on the environment as possible, which I really admire. And at the same time, it means that we do not have the heating on, so I am freezing. But we're going to warm up today because it's going to be an energizing heat building flow. So hopefully we'll warm ourselves up on our mats. I'm currently sitting on a table. I wish I could show you the behind the scenes stuff because there's like books and biscuits and things everywhere, and then a sort of balancing act to try and get the camera, and it's definitely not as tidy as this area that I'm in. So we can start in a seated posture, and we won't stay still for very long at the beginning today, but let's take that first moment to close the eyes, to rock slightly forwards and backwards. So what this is doing is helping us to notice where our centre is, our place of stability. So you'll be slightly off centre when you come forwards, off centre when you come backwards. And then find a place of stillness where your head is over your heart, is over your pelvis. And you might even lean back even more slightly than you originally think necessary, and tilt the chin down ever so slightly as well. Feel length through the whole spine, like you're lifting up tall through the crown of your head. Take a few deep, full breaths here and really notice the expansion with every inhale, the letting go, the release with every exhale. And you can set a personal intention for today's practice. It can be as simple as wanting to build heat, build energy, or whatever it is that you'd like to invite in or embody with today's movement practice. And then blink your eyes open. You can even give your nose a wiggle. Take a big smile, even if it's fake. And we'll start to circle out. So you might want to close your eyes here. That can help to get a feeling of where the sensations are coming in the body here as you go in circles. Or feel free to have the gaze open. This one's a really nice one to do if you've been sitting at a desk. I like to do this in between work breaks. We'll take that round in the other direction, keeping the movements fluid. Then come back to seated. Let's cup the right foot in the left hand and the right knee in the right hand and give it a rock from side to side. You might actually have the space to tuck the foot and the knee into the elbow creases, which is fine too, whatever works for you. And then we'll gently place that leg down and do the same with the other side. So I like to look at my foot and my leg here and send a bit of appreciation for all the work that they do carrying me around in the day. And we're going to be doing some leg stuff today as well, so it's nice to give our legs something gentle before we work them. Okay, from there, let's come over into all fours position. And we'll pad out the hands a little bit like a cat's paws. So you're lifting up the hand one by one. And you can do that a little bit slower as well to really feel into that finger stretch. And then we'll lean down through the heels of the hands and we're going to lift up the fingers and the thumbs to tap them on the floor a few times. Then press down through your fingertips and we're going to bounce by lifting the heels of the hands up. circle out the hands. Flick off the hands. You can imagine you're flicking off any stress of the day thus far. And then we'll step our hands about one handprint forward. I was going to call them paw prints there, but we are humans, we have hands. And we're looking to get our index fingers parallel towards each other, so they're both facing the front of your mat. Spread those 10 fingers out wide, and you can almost like press down through the fingertips as though you're gripping the mat. So taking a bit of pressure out of the wrists there. Tuck the toes. Start to lean the hips up and back. You're pressing your belly towards your thighs. Keep the knees bent to begin with to find that length through the spine. Drop the head and then pedal out the legs one by one. So we're taking the time to ease into the backs of the legs here. Really letting the head drop heavy. You can nod or shake the head here to check that it's heavy. Maybe move the neck around a bit. Then gaze up between your hands and we'll take a few steps to get all the way up to the top of the mat. So let's back out a little bit by coming into a flat back. Bend the knees real generously. Find that length through your back. You can gaze down at the floor so the back of the neck's long too. And then slowly start to bring the belly towards the thighs and drop the head as much as feels physically possible. You can take hold of opposite elbows here and sway from side to side. So the head is real heavy. The upper body is relaxing down towards your mat. Hands to shins, floor or thighs. Flat back position. Take a few breaths here, gazing down at the floor and drawing your shoulders back away from the ears. Take the arms by the side so the palms are facing down. Then start to slowly sit back through the hips like you're about to sit on a chair and someone has taken it away. So you'll start to feel some heat building in the thighs now. Arms are by the side. Then start to lift your heels so you come onto the balls of your feet. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the heels. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Take a few breaths here. Lifting up out of the waist, rooting firmly down through the feet. Finding as much length as you can. It's okay if your shoulders come up to your ears here. And then let's take a few waves from side to side. And we'll start to do that with the breath. So inhale, center, reach up. Exhale, lean over to one side. You can dip the hips in the opposite direction. Inhale, up. Exhale, dip the hips to the other side as you reach over opposite way, making a bit of a banana shape. Inhale, up. Exhale, over. Inhale, up. Exhale, over. And one more. Inhale all the way up. This time we'll exhale to wiggle our fingers down like we're raining down from the sky. And good. My intention has already manifested and I am now warming up in this very, very cold house. So, let's continue to build energy, to build heat with some sun salutations. Feet hip distance apart. Again, parallel like we did with our index fingers in down dog. And lift the heels up off the floor here. Inhale. Exhale, heels to floor, toes lift. Inhale, toes to floor, heels lift. Exhale, heels to floor, toes lift. You can hold on to something. One more. Inhale, toes to floor, heels lift. Exhale, heels to floor, toes lift. Plant your toes down. Roll your shoulders up, back and down a few times so you can make your knees quite bouncy here. And then this is our last one. We'll take the shoulders to squeeze all the way up to the ears. Then roll them all the way back and all the way down. Palms spread, fingers spread. Tadasana, mountain pose. Feel that length through the spine. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms by the side, swan dive forward, so you're hinging from the hips, back long. Forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, frame your front foot, step back to plank. Inhale here to push the ground away from you. Exhale, lower your knees, elbows squeeze in as you lower your chest, untuck toes. Inhale, peel chest up, squeeze elbows back, little cobra. Exhale, tuck toes, engage lower belly to pull your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Find your down dog here. Feel free to adjust the hand and feet positioning if you feel you need more space. Always the option to lift the heels, bend the knees and press the belly to the thighs to really find length in the back. If you're familiar with down dog already, feel free to focus on lowering the heels down to the ground or towards the ground. Don't need to be touching. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, gaze between your hands, bend your knees, belly to thighs. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, gaze down at the floor. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, press your feet down and lift your hands up light to the sky. Exhale, palms to touch at heart center. We're coming to chair now, so totally up to you if you want your feet hips width apart for this, or if you want big toes to touch and heels slightly apart. Either way, we're coming back to our chair, but this time our hands are up by our ears. Unless your arms or shoulders are tired, then prayer position at chest is also great. Start to hold here, pouring the weight down specifically through the heels. Maybe you can sink those hips a little lower. Hug in and up through the lower belly. Hug the lower ribs in as well. Inhale here. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale through plank. Inhale where you're at. And exhale to knees, chest, or through chaturanga. Inhale to either a little cobra or an up dog. And exhale, find your way to downward facing dog. Lift the right foot in the air behind you, toes pointing down at the floor. Inhale here as you push the ground. Exhale, shoulders over wrists, squeeze your knee into the chest, and then plant it between the hands, but you might need to actually help it up there. Left knee down, untuck back toes. Let's bring the hands to the hips here and lean forwards and backwards a little bit. So we're backing out and then we're leaning the hips forward. Okay, now we've got our knee over our right ankle, steering in direction of little toe. Feel for a sense of drawing up and back through this right hip crease and rolling a left hip crease not only forward but towards the right corner of the mat, towards the right foot, so it's like it's coming diagonally round. Arms up by your ears. Tuck your back toes, and we're going to pour our weight through the front foot, lift the back heel. So you can bend your back knee a little bit here to take some pressure out of the lower back, and lengthen the lower back down like you're like tucking the pelvis a little. Inhale where you are. Exhale, elbows to cactus arm, hover the back knee just above the mat. Inhale, arms up, lift the back leg. Exhale, lower back leg, lower arms to cactus, hover. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hover, glutes are engaged. Inhale up, you can feel firmness in the right thigh. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale, frame your front foot and step all the way back to down dog. Pedal out through your feet a little bit here. You might even want to lift them up and shake them a bit. Not sure that that's got a yoga name. From there, make sure your 10 fingers are spread so you've got solid foundations. Lift your left foot to the sky. Toes point at the ground. Inhale, reach the heel up and back as much as you can. Exhale, shoulders over wrist, squeeze knee to chest, and plant the left foot, perhaps helping it forward. Right knee drops to the ground, untuck right toes. Let's bring the hands to the hips and take a gentle little rock forwards and backwards. Okay, let's settle with the left knee above the left ankle, kind of more to the direction of the little toe side of the foot. Drawing up and back through left hip crease. Right front of the hip is rolling not only forward but also diagonally up to the left corner. So you can even take your hand to the side and sort of make a C shape around that hip. Then arms come up, determined by the ears, fingertips reaching up to the sky. Tuck your back right toes and lift the back knee. Keep it a little bit bent as you lengthen through the lower back and tuck the pelvis forward a little. Inhale here. Exhale, hover knee, arms to cactus. Inhale, up, lengthen through the leg. Exhale, lower knee, arms to cactus. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, frame the front foot. Inhale, step back to plank. And we're going to hold plank here, so feel free to come to the knees for modified plank or come into knees off the floor plank. Both are great options. We're gazing down at the mat so that we're not straining the neck by looking forward or anywhere else. Keep actively pressing the floor away from you through the hands. Hug everything into the central line. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come under hips. You can shake out the hips from side to side a little bit here, looking behind the right and behind the left. A bit like a dog wagging its tail. And then let's just check the time. Great, cool. Then we're gonna lift our right leg up behind us. So you're pressing evenly through both hands here, and your back toes are pointing at the floor. Gonna make a big rainbow round to the side, and then up and back again. So we'll inhale, rainbow out to the right, so the toe is in line with the knee, out horizontal with the leg. Exhale, rainbow back. Inhale, big rainbow arch out to the right. Exhale, back. Keep following your pace of breath here. For 5, 4, slow controlled movements. 3, 2, and last one, out to the side. Lift it up and back. Whew, and then circle out that knee and leg a little bit. We'll inhale to have the hips above the knees, spread the arms wide, maybe even lean the hips forward ever so slightly. And exhale back to all fours. This time your left foot's lifting up, toes to the floor. Oh, I'll need to go around the other side because there's a cupboard in the way. Lift the left leg all the way up and out to the side so it's horizontal, toes in line with knee. Lift it all the way up and back, big rainbow arch. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, up and back. Inhale up, over to the side. Exhale up and back. We'll do that for 5, 4, 3, 2, whew, and last one. I'm right there with you. And then circle out that knee. From here, we're going to come all the way down to our backs for a figure 4 stretch. So let's have the knees to the sky. Get yourself comfortable on your backs. And cross your left heel just by your right knee. Flex your left foot there, so the left foot's active. And first, before we move into the stretch, we're going to take our left hand to our knee or to our inner thigh. Just gently push the leg away from you ever so slightly. This might already actually be enough of a stretch for you, so stay here if this is good. If you want a bit more, you can thread the arm through between the legs and clasp behind the right thigh. So you are hugging your right leg in towards you. And maybe try and lean the right leg over to the right ever so slightly. You'll probably feel that increase the sensation on the left side. Take a few deep, full, nourishing breaths here. Then release that left foot, take the legs to the sky, the arms to the sky, and circle out the feet, circle out the hands. One way, then the other way. Bend the left knee, cross the right ankle just below the left knee, and flex the right foot, so the right toes are active. Oh yeah, you can start with the left foot on the floor here actually, and press that right thigh away first, or stay there, that's another option. Or if you're already happy by bringing that left leg in, continue with that. Steer the knee out to the left ever so slightly to increase the sensation. Take a few deep full breaths. Soften the muscles in the face, let the head be heavy on the floor. Then have the feet in the air, the hands in the air, and give everything a good shake. My cousin actually taught me this outside the co-op when I was like 10. She called it dying fly. Ancient yoga posture of the dying fly. Then you can hug your right knee up close, stretch your left leg out to relax. Keep hugging that right knee up towards right armpit. And release. Same on the left side. Hugging left knee up to left armpit. Squeezing it in. Then legs out. Time for you to find your Shavasana posture here. If you're tempted to skip it, then I'd encourage you to at least take a few seconds lying back on your back here. The posture of integration. You can close the eyes or gaze up at the ceiling. Let the back body be heavy, sinking into the ground. Relax the muscles in the face. Feel that gentle rise and fall of the chest, belly and rib cage with every inhale and exhale. Notice the consistency of the breath, the way it comes and goes, comes and goes. And notice the nourishing effects of every breath. And it's the breath that allows us access to the deeper parts of our system. So we might do all the positive affirmations in the world, or try and change mindset, or all these things, and they have their place too. But where we really access the place where habits are formed and deep change happens can really be as simple as taking a deep, full, nourishing breath and making time to do that every day. Soak up the stillness here, watching only the movement of your breath. Then deliberately start to deepen your breath. Take a deep, full belly breath. Fill yourself up to full capacity. Let it all out with a sigh out the mouth. Wiggle your fingers and toes, gently waking the body back up. Hug your knees in towards your chest and roll over to one side. Take a final moment of pause, rest and relaxation on your side. And I'd really like to invite you here to feel a sense of appreciation for your body and gratitude for yourself, for whatever part of yourself brought you here today, to carve out 30 minutes to fill your cup up. Keeping the eyes closed or the gaze lowered, find your way to a seated position, palms to heart center. And may you be able to share some of the energy you cultivated in today's practice with your wider community. When you're ready, bow your head to each other, practicing this from different corners of the world, and to yourself. Inhale to gaze, opening the eyes, gaze forward, opening the eyes. I've got a twig in my hair from the kindling, so that's nice and connected to nature. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you've got whatever you need today to feel resourced. So feel free to leave a comment to let me know that you were here, and as always I'll be doing my Wednesday evening slow flows, really gentle practice on Zoom, 6 o'clock till 7 o'clock. Thanks very much for being here. Goodbye.